Hello, this is Right Side Trader. Today is September 12th, 2025, and this is my weekly market review where I'm reviewing supposed to be the Dow 30 on a quarterly chart, monthly chart, weekly chart, and a daily chart. This is all for educational purposes only, no trade recommendation, because as we all know, trading is risky. You can lose money at trading, so please check with your financial advisor. Please check with your significant other and make sure trading is something that is suitable for you. All right, let's change these charts over to the Dow. This should be DIA. Boom. I'm going to say I hope my internet is not giving me issues again already. Let's zoom in here a little bit, and let's resize this and maximize this quarterly chart on the Dow 30. On the Dow 30 on this quarterly chart, what we see, we are still trading near that top on this quarterly chart. We're staying well above that area where I said we need to stay above. And all now that we've crossed that, and we're looking very good, looking very bullish at this time. We're kind of like stuck at that yearly R1. The thing is getting a close above that and see if we're going to actually go higher and all. But let's go ahead and go down to this monthly chart and see what we see there on this monthly chart. As we can see, this month we are still green. We do have a higher low and a higher high. When I say a higher low compared to previous month and a higher high compared to previous month, and we have made a new high this month. We are still above the 9-10 moving average also, so this market is looking good to the upside. Let's go ahead and go down to the weekly chart and see what we see there on this weekly chart. I'll zoom in a little bit here, and again here on this weekly chart, we're seeing higher lows for this from previous week to this current week. We did make an all-time high again this week, so this market is still, like I say, very bullish. We got quite a bit of a wick here, so be careful here. Maybe a little selling pressure, a little bit more selling pressure, just like previous week though. But we got to kind of like see what's going to happen here. I do kind of expect this thing to continue going to the upside, but this is showing a little selling pressure here. How close are we to that R1 level? We're getting close to this R1 level. I just slid that down to see where we're at compared to here. Because a lot of times when we do get there, as you can see here before, we did get a little selling pressure here, and even here when we got there near that R1, we did get a little sell-off. We finally we got past that R1 here. We ended up slamming down. So again, R1 is pretty significant with these monthly pivots on this weekly chart. That's why I have them here. It's just one of those things that you get kind of used to seeing them and see what happens. And these are there. It's not like they're moving. It's not like something. They're there. So that's pretty much it. But everything is looking good though. We're still looking good to the bull side. This thing still looks like it's going to go higher. Let's go ahead and go down to the daily noise and see what we see there. And on this daily noise, what we see here, we see a bearish origami at the top. What I'm talking about there is these two candle patterns right here. So again, at the end of the week, maybe just some profit taking. This was a pretty big green day right here, this candle here. So that's all that may be. This red candle just might be some profit taking. We did come down to a level where we would expect the bounce at this resistance 1 level But come next week, look like we will be opening above pivot So if we open above pivot, I expect us to stay above pivot and continue higher. So I'm not looking to see, just like on all the other ones, some of the other ones we did get this bearish pattern at the top. I'm not looking to get a confirmation candle. It will be something like this come Monday. I would want to see it on Monday. If this thing is going to go down, let's see it happen Monday. So let's see what come Monday. As I keep saying, we need to see what's going to happen, if this thing is going to take this bearish pattern serious or not. It's kind of like what happened back here. You can see it back here. I'm just looking at the candle pattern. We didn't know all this had happened. So again, you didn't get confirmation. You need to close below this candle here to get confirmation. Otherwise, you just got an inside day. And look at this thing. This thing stayed inside this green candle for 1, 2, 3 days, and not until the 4th day did it get closer breaking out, and then it ended up coming back in. So again, this is what you kind of can expect, that this market is not really going anywhere fast come next week. And I think next week also is option expiration. week we're going to be looking at. Let me just double check that. Look at my calendar right quick. And next Friday is the third Friday of the month. So next week is option expiration. So kind of like be mindful of that if you with your trading plans and your trading strategies around that, to see what's going to actually happen and all. So that's it. That's pretty much all I really have to share here today. I hope you guys had a great week. Hope you guys have a great weekend, and I'll talk to you next week. Right Side Trader here. Have a good one. Bye.